All right, I'm going to read you a book called The Boy Who Drew Birds, a story of John James Audubon by Jaqueline Davies. It was true that John James could skate, hunt, and ride better than most boys. True also that he could dance the minuet and gavotte as if he had been born a king. He could fiddle, he could flirt, he could fence. But what he liked to do best, from sunup to sundown, was watch birds. John James' happiest memories were of woodland walks with his father near their home in France. On these walks, Papa Audubon would talk of birds, their beautiful colors, their graceful flight, and most wonderful of all, their mysterious disappearance each fall, followed by their return in the spring. Looks like he's got a journal here that he's been sketching and writing notes. But now John James was 18 years old, and he walked through the Pennsylvania woods alone, his father 4,000 miles away. Only 6 months before, his father had put him on a ship. The ship carried John James to America, where he was to live in a farmhouse on the banks of a creek. His father had sent him there to learn English, to learn commerce, to learn how to make money in America. But mostly he sent away his only son so that John James would not have to fight in Napoleon's war. John James wondered if he would ever see his father again. So here he is all the way. He took a ship from France to Philadelphia. It was April in Pennsylvania, and slashes of snow still lay deep in the hollows. John James splashed across the icy creek. He scrambled up the bank and approached the limestone cave, wondering what he would find today. Just the empty nest of a pee-wee bird. Poo-wee bird. I don't know, P-E-W-E-E. As he had found the last 5 days? Just the empty nest of a pee-wee bird, as he had found the last 5 days? Or would there be fluff, fluff, fluff. A flurry of wings greeted John James. The pewee, I don't know how to say it, the pewee flycatchers had returned. The female bird flew out of the cave like an arrow shot from a bow. The male bird, larger and darker, beat his wings above John James's head and snapped his beak. Clack, clack, clack. John James ran out of the cave and crouched next to the creek. He watched as the birds dipped and soared, snapping up mayflies in flight. Are these the same pewees who built the nest last year, he wondered? Where did they spend the winter? Will they return next spring? Have you noticed all of the questions that he asks himself? Good thinkers ask questions. John James ran home through the woods. Madam Thomas! Madam Thomas! He shouted, bursting into the farmhouse kitchen. I do not know how to say this in French. Il y a des assois. In his excitement, his words tumbled out in French. Mrs. Thomas was the housekeeper Papa Audubon had hired to take care of Mill Grove, his American farmhouse. She pointed her long wooden spoon at John James' muddy shoes. He quickly took them off and placed them by the fire to dry. Birds, he said. I see birds, too. In cave, beautiful. Mrs. Thomas frowned. She was fond of his energetic French boy, and yet she had to admit that he was something of a crackpot. Birds? Always birds. From the moment he woke up in the morning to the moment he closed his eyes at night, he thought only of birds. It was strange for a boy his age. Master Audubon, she scolded, thou wouldst do well to do God's work by tending the farm more and chasing after birds less. Oh, these are real pictures of nests and frogs and acorns. But John James, halfway up the staircase, pretended not to hear. He climbed straight to his attic room, his musée, he called it. Every shelf, Every tabletop, every spare inch of floor was covered with nests and eggs and tree branches and pebbles and lichen and feathers and stuffed birds, redwings and grackles, kingfishers and woodpeckers. The walls were covered with pencil and crayon drawings of birds, all signed J.J.A., John James Audubon. Every year on his birthday, John James took down these drawings, a year's worth of work, and burned them in the fireplace. He hoped someday he would make drawings worth keeping. He burned his drawings. He wanted his drawings to be better. Okay, I'm going to stop there and I'll read more next time.